Hello friends, today we are going to discuss a very important and interesting topic, that is single cell protein. When we talk about single cell protein, it refers to edible microorganisms which have the biomass or the total protein extract from pure or mixed cultures of algae, fungi, bacteria or yeast, used as an ingredient or substitute for protein rich foods. As the word suggests, single cell protein. Preferably, we can say a protein diet which is very heavy and nutrient rich, and if a person consume it, it is having a high quality and a high energy content. And a small amount of diet can be very worthy to get a huge amount of nutrition. It has a dietary protein supplement. Single cell protein can be used as a protein supplement for humans and animals. That is, food grade for humans and feed grade for animals. It is clear to be noted that it is not always mandatory that if a person is able to eat something, that would be worthy for the animal also. There lies the line of demarcation between both. Historically, the term SCP was coined in 1966 by Coral L. Wilson of MIT. In 1781, processes for preparation highly concentrated forms of yeast were established. Research on SCP technology started a century ago when Matt Dalberg and his colleagues found out of the high values of surplus brewer's yeast as a feeding supplement of animals. Earlier known as microbial protein, it was otherwise known as novel food or mini food. Mini food or novel food clearly demarcates that a significant or very little amount of the food is is efficient enough to provide high amount of energy consumption. Protein was first commercialized. SCP used as an animal feed and additive. Protein was produced from bacteria Methylophilus methylopropus cultures methanol and had 72% protein content. In 1960s, researchers at British Petroleum developed what they called protein from oil processes, a technology for producing SCP by yeast fed by vaccine proteins produced from oil refineries. Also, the food and oil idea became quite popular by the 1970s with among UNESCO. Talking specifically what SCP contains. SCP contains fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, nucleic acids, and minerals. SCP are rich in certain essential amino acids like lysine and methionine. So, talking about features of production, SCP production, large scale processes for SCP production show interesting features including wide variety of methodologies, raw materials, microorganisms that can be used for the purpose. Directly or indirectly, we can say the SCP are totally based on the microorganisms, which could be bacteria preferably or fungus. High efficiency in substrate conversion, high productivity derived from the fast growth rate of microorganisms, and independence of seasonal factors. Sources of SCP production basically are bacteria, yeast, fungi, algae, and actinomycetes. Microorganisms for production of single cell protein, as you can see, that commonly green algae, E. coli, penicillium mold, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Beyond this, there are huge amount of microbes which like Bacillus megaterium, Achromobacter delvectori, Pseudomonas fluorescens, Methylomonas, Methylotropus, Rhodosomosa, Capsulata, Capsulata, and fungi like Aspergillus fumigatus, Penicillium, Cyclopium, Rhizobium, Chinesis, yeast, Amola, Torula. So beyond this, a huge number of bacteria and fungus can be used for as an SCP molecule. Other substrate for SCP production can be produced by methanol, waste products like molasses, wheat, sewage, agriculture and forestry source, which is high in cellulose and lignin content. When it comes to gases, carbon dioxide is highly preferable use for the production of spirulina, which is a very essential SCP. SCP production research development process involves microbiology, biochemistry, genetics, food, agriculture, animal nutrition, and medicine. In developing SCP process, the basic requirement is the waste water treatment, nutritional science, enzyme technology, production of alcohol, and new technical solutions. Basic steps are preparation, cultivation, prevention, and separation. Preparation of suitable medium with suitable carbon source is very essential. Since the initiation starts from the raw material which serves as the basic food requirement and enhance the growth of the bacteria or fungal culture. Now comes the cultivation, then the prevention of contaminant is a very important thing, since if either a bacterial or the fungal contamination starts growing within the desired strain or the culture which we are doing, then it would be have a drastic consequences. There might be the production of toxic substrates. So it is very essential to just take a notice and monitor the overall culture to prevent any further contamination. After the production, separation of biomass with or without product is a very important thing. A small tabular diagram we can see with a flow chart. Substrate which is incorporated into the fermenter, through which the nutrient raw material is mixed with the substrate. In the fermenter, fermentation takes place, leading to the then downstream processing. Filtration is done, drying is done, the SCP is produced. Beyond this, the fermenter could be submerged or a semi-solid fermentation. Talking about Aspergillus niger, a very common SCP producing microbe. Aspergillus niger was used to produce SCP from alkali treat corn cobs. Microbial biomass after 6 days of fermentation, SCP produced a Niger contained 30.4% of crude protein. The product has 77% of in vitro dry matter digestibility, hence can be used supplement for feed livestock. Fermentation process required pure culture of chosen organism, sterilization, production fermenter. The fermenter size could be from 1 to 2 liters capacity, and moving to industrial level could be thousands of hundreds of liters. So all these methods simultaneously, as we have discussed in the previous tabular form, plays a very important role in the production of SCP. When we move to the submerged fermentation, in the submerged process, the substrate used for fermentation is always in liquid state, which contains the nutrient needed for growth. The fermenter, which contains the substrate, is operated continuously, and the product biomass is continuously harvested from the fermenter by using different techniques. Then the product is filtered or centrifuged and then dried. When talking about semi-solid fermentation, in semi-solid fermentation, the preparation of substrate is not as clear. A special bioreactor is designed for intensifying mass and energy transportation phenomena called U-loop fermenter. SCP fermentation and manufacturing protocol deals with single cell production. Takes place in the following steps. First, the microbial screening is done depending on the choice or the raw materials which we want to use. Then process engineering is done. Then technology development, economic consideration, and the safety concerns are also a major of factors which play a crucial role in development of an SCP. Now, SCP processing for food. The effective use of proteins for human food requires destruction of indigestibility of cell wall. Mechanical methods can be used for it, non-mechanical methods could be used for it, and removal of nucleic acid content. Since when we talk about a human food, we should be sure about whether the SCP should be having digestible products within that. It should not be having cellulose. If it is having cellulose, it will not be digestible by human intestines. Talking about the application and use of SCP, it has a crucial role in animal nutrition these days. In the foodstuff areas like aroma carriers, it is a vitamin carriers, emulsifying agent, baked products. In the technical field, paper processing, leather processing, and as foam stabilizers. Talking about the advantages of SCP, we can say microbes grow quite at a fast rate in comparison to other nutrient rich diets. So if we are able to grow SCP, we are able to grow a suitable amount of nutrient rich food in a very significant time. The quality and quantity of protein in microbes is compared to with respect to those present in animals and plants. The wide range of raw materials can be used. Microbes can be easily subjected to genetic manipulation. Incorporate, yes, definitely incorporating recombinant DNA technology in our desired microbes are variable or specific highly nutrient rich diet could be prepared. Talking about disadvantages of SCP, it should be made clear that taking beyond the limits, it should not be taken. It could be having a kidney stone issues, poor digestibility, and unpleasant color and flavors could be very indigestible. Eastern, and we have to always take consideration of making a pure culture and pure keep the whole of the process contamination free, since contamination could be very harmful, very drastic effects. Mycotoxins are also produced at sometimes. We must consider safety limitations. Nucleic acid content is very high. Presence of carcinogenics are also observed and clinically proven in some of the SCPs. So, SCP production, talking about in India, NBRI, CFTRI, they are the major institutes which are interested and performing good efforts in performing and in making up of SCP and commercializing the process. So the conclusion of whole of the process is the cell yield varied according to the substrate and microbes. SCP is a future food and it could be used by the humans,